Good morning. Today is Wednesday, and we are going to be talking about something new called perimeter. We are just going to get to scratch the surface on perimeter because we only have a little bit of time left. We were very diligent this year. I remember 2 days that everyone after Christmas didn't do well on a test, and I took 2 days and we reviewed the whole first page one day and the whole second page the second day. Maybe once or twice we couldn't squeeze in a lesson with a quiz if we had something special at school that day, like pictures or pep rally or something. But for the most part, you guys have been very diligent, and I apologize that we didn't finish. I do think it slowed us a little bit when, we got out, but, you guys pretty much we rolled with the lessons. I might have let you review one extra day here or there, and then the other thing, we're getting out of school 1 week early as well. But I'm not worried about you guys. I feel like we have worked on this math as hard as we possibly could have as fourth graders. And I am super duper proud of you. I just wanted you, when you got to fifth grade, to not be like, I have never heard of perimeter. So we are going to talk about this today. And tomorrow we're going to talk about area. And again, we will not be learning everything about perimeter and area. You're just going to be getting a little snapshot so that you are familiar when you get to fifth grade. You know how Abeka is. They keep reviewing and reviewing, so no need to worry. If any of you want to complete your pages, that would be fine. I'm sure no one would argue with that, but don't feel like you have to go any further because the teachers will know to get you caught up next year. The perimeter of a polygon is the distance around the polygon. The perimeter is found by finding the sum of the lengths of the sides, okay? Let me give you an example, okay? All right, for this room, if you're going to give me the perimeter, you're going to go over to the corner behind the TV, and you're going to measure with a a tape measure all the way across to that corner near that picture. You're going to say, okay, I don't know how many feet that is because I'm not that great with feet, but let's just say that's 14 feet. And then you're going to go from this corner to this corner. And let's say that one's 20 feet. And then you go from this corner to this corner. And let's say that's another 14. And then that corner to that corner is 20. Okay? So what would we do, class? All right, let me walk back in here and I'll show you what we would do. Okay, we would add, if you were going to get the perimeter from our room, 14, 20, 14, 20. Now remember, this is an estimate. We would do it exact, but this is 8. 1 plus 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 3 is 6. That's 68 feet. Okay, when would I use perimeter? When would I use perimeter? Let's see. Would I use perimeter if I were going to replace the carpet? No. Would I use perimeter if I were going to hang wallpaper on the walls? That's probably going to be a more complex figure. What would I use that for? I'll tell you what you would use it for. Do you see that molding at the top? You see that white molding that's real close to the ceiling? Let's just say I wanted to replace that and I want to get some really big, thick molding. And my husband said, well, what's the perimeter of that room? We would have to measure all the way across, and that would give us our 20 feet, right? That is an example of perimeter. The only thing some of you might have noticed is this little wall goes in. You'd have to add that little spot, but again, that's getting complicated. But lots of times you will find that you're using perimeter if you were like a contractor or a builder. Some of your parents may do that, and you might ask them, well, when would I use perimeter? Okay, so there you go, perimeter. All right, so perimeter equals A plus B plus C right here. It's 3, right? But it doesn't necessarily have to be on a triangle, or you know what I'm saying. So here it is a rectangle. Width, width, length, length. perimeter equals length plus width plus width. And that's what we just did in that room. Since the opposite sides of a rectangle are the same distance, the perimeter can be found using this formula. P equals 2 times 1 plus 2 times L, which is length, plus 2 times W, which is width. So just a minute ago when I wrote this down, I could have actually said 2 times 14, 2 times length, 2 times 20, 2 times width, and added those two together. And that's what that's saying. Okay, example, a rectangle with these dimensions. Length equals 6 feet, width equals 6 feet. You would say, okay, perimeter is length plus width plus width. Okay, so what is it? The length is 6, so 6 plus 6 plus 5 plus 5. Or 6 plus 6 is 11 plus 10. 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 10 is 22. Now, you can come over here and do it this way. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. What's L? 6. 2 times 6. What is W? 5. 2 times 5. Then you say 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 5 is 10. Perimeter equals 22 feet. Do you see how you have options of how to do that? Be sure to include the unit of measures in the perimeter answer, whether it's feet, meters, yards, inches, okay? Now, find the perimeter of these scale drawings. Only use addition. For additional problems, see supplementary exercises, page 335. So if you still need some work, you can go back there. This one is pretty simple. Remember, when you're doing the perimeter of a triangle, it's just A plus B plus C. So that is 5 plus 2 plus 4. 5 or 5 plus 4 plus 2, whichever way you want to write it. 11. And what do you write at the end? The unit of measure, which is a yard. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 2 is 11. Simple stuff. Okay, here we have a rectangle. We talked about it, guys, where you can say, okay, actually that's not a rectangle, that's a square. So here you are going to have to do 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, or you could say 8 times 4, couldn't you? It's the same. So 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 is 32. What class? Feet. That's your unit of measure. This one is a little more complicated, right? Okay, you have 80 plus 76, it looks like they're going counterclockwise, plus 90 plus 70. When you add those up, class, it's 316 inches. That is our unit of measure. Now, here we go. We have an unusual rectangle, don't we? So this is where it says we can add we can just add it up, or we can say 2 times length, 2 times width. So if you wanted to say 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 7 is 14, your answer would be 16. 2 times the 1s, 2 times the 7, see what I mean? Or you can just say 7 plus 1 plus 7 plus 1. 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 8 more is 16. What class? Yards. Why? That is your unit of measure. Okay? Now, it says, find the perimeters of rectangles having these dimensions. Use the formula P equals 2 times length, 2 times width. Again, there's some supplementary exercises if you need them. So let's take a look at this, class. Length is 6 inches, width is 5 inches. They want you to write P, remember that's for perimeter. Perimeter, P equals, okay, 2 times L, 2 times L, that's the formula, see it? Plus 2 times width, there's your formula, okay? Now, what is L? 6. So 2 times 6, see that? What is width? It's 5. So 2 times 5. Do you see how easy that is? You're just plugging it in is all you're doing. Then you say 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 5 is 10. And when you add them up, you've got 22. Pretty simple. Okay, now let's do one more together. Okay, L is 21, width is 7. Once again, P equals 2 times 1 plus 2 times W for width. Length, width, and don't forget that addition in the middle. Okay, so you say 2 times what? The length is 21, so 2 times 21 plus 2 times what's the width? 7. 2 times 21, if you don't know that in your head, you can go off to the side and write it, or you can simply kind of sit it on top of each other, because 2 times 21 is actually 21 plus 21. So I can do that in my head. I can add the 1s and that makes 2, and I can add the 10s and that makes 4. But if you can't, go over to the side and do it. 2 times 7 is 14. If you can add the 4 plus the 2, you get a 6, and the 4 plus the 1 gets a 5. If you can do that, just kind of right here by adding your 1s and 10s, that's fine. If you need to write it out to the side, that's fine too. And I would like for you to do the last one on your own. It is C. And I know that your parents have the email that I sent with the answers, and they can help you check it. And then I would like for you to keep going on the next page, D, and then E and F. And then your equation, guys, we already went over one of those yesterday before your test. I think you're good on those, the equations. Then they're asking you to draw these figures, a square, a right angle, a triangle, and a circle. If you have any trouble with those were in last week's lesson. Divide and check. Guys, please, please, please master this. Master it. Be careful. Work hard. Divide and then check it. You can do it. Okay? I am going to go down and work with you on one word problem, story problem. Melissa bought 2 Sunday dresses for $28.97 each, a pair of shoes for $15.40, and a purse for $7.87. How much change did she get from $100? Okay? She got what? 2 Sunday dresses at $28.97 each. What are you going to do there, class? Multiply. $28.97 times 2. She got 1 pair of shoes for $15.40 and a purse for $7.87. So after you multiply $28.97 times 2, you're going to add that to $15.40 plus $7.87. So your first answer is going to be, how much are those 2 dresses? $28.97 times 2. And then you're going to add that plus this pair of shoes and this purse. And then it says how much was spent. So this was spent on dresses, this was spent in all, and then you have to subtract it from $100 to see that you get this number. So I'm mainly just helping you set that up. I didn't necessarily mean for you to get it all while I was doing it. But go ahead and work on it on your own and see how you do. Again, you have the answers your parents do. Okay? The rest of it should be things that you can handle on your own. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.